Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm here with another video about the Retrofit library. This is the first video about the new series, and in this series I'm going to show you how to create this weather application. This is a very good example about the Retrofit library. It has some different features. As you see, we have some parameters here like the city name, the temperature, minimum and maximum temperature, a picture that shows the current status of the sky, and a short text about the status of the weather, time of the sunrise, sunset, speed of the wind, air pressure, humidity, and here we have a button sheet dialog holding a recycler view that shows the 5 days forecast. Every 3 hours is located in one of these blocks, and you can see the differences. And the last but not least, here the air quality. It has 5 different steps, and fair is the second step, and if you click on it you will go to another fragment. We have this bar chart that shows the air quality and different factors of the air. If you are ready, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell button to be aware about the new videos, and let's get started. If you are following the content of my channel, you know that recently I've started making videos about the retrofit from very basic. I showed you the standard structure and different annotations like get, post, patch, put, delete, but we didn't use the APIs that need different parameters. We used only the simple APIs that need only the base URL and the endpoint, and this API is very good example about the APIs, about the servers that need different more parameters to give you this response. And let's go to the website that provides this API to check what I say. This is the openweathermap.org website. First of all, when you are coming to this website, you have to create an ID. Then in the profile section, you will have a parameter named API key. You should create it by yourself. I'm not going to show my API key to you because I'm going to use it, and you should use your own API key. Here in the tab API, we have a list of different type of APIs that we can work with them. In this application, I'm using this current weather data and this data here. All of them are coming from the current weather data and the sunset, sunrise, this wind, pressure, and humidity. We have another API for this forecast and another API for this air pollution. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use this one, and later when I'm using the rest of the APIs, we will work on them and we'll be familiar with them. Click on this API documentation and you will see everything that you need to know. Here we have the URL, the parameters that are located in the URL, and one example, and the response, example of the response in JSON type. I'm not going to use this one. Let me show you which one I'm going to use. If you scroll down, you will see these 3 URLs. I'm going to use the first one, this one, with the city name. Okay, so here from the beginning till this slash is the base URL, and then from this question mark till this W, this is the endpoint, and this Q till the end of the curly braces is a query, and also this part is another query. Let's go to the Postman and I will show you this. If you are copying this and pasting it here, the parameters that we need will appear here automatically. Then you can write the name of the city that you want here. For example, I have written the New York here. If you want, you can change it to another city. This is another parameter here, metric. Let me show you. It's here, the unit. If you pass the imperial, the temperature will be in Fahrenheit. If you pass the metric, it will be in Celsius. So it's here. You see, I have passed the weather as the endpoint. Then in the Q, which is the city, the New York, the next query will be unit metric, and the next query will be API key. I have saved my API key here as a value, and I'm going to use it here. Then when I'm sending the request, the response will be like that. The coordination, the weather status, and different things that we need, like the wind, the clouds, and the time zone ID, the name of the city, and the request code, the HTTP code, which is 200, and that means the status is okay. Okay, let's go to the Android Studio and practically see where we should locate these queries. Here I have the required dependencies for now, of course, and the stuff for the viewBinding. In the manifest, I have added the internet permission. In the main activity, I have a stuff for viewBinding. And this is the layout. I'm going to manage the HTTP request, and from the response, I'm just going to display the current temperature or city name in this text view for this video, and later we are going to create the other parts. Okay, let's start with the standard structure again. Here in the Java, I'm going to create a new package and I'm going to call it data. Inside it, new Kotlin interface, and I'm going to call it API interface. The annotation is get, and here we need the endpoint. And then a suspend function, and I'm going to call it get current weather. We need to create another package in the data package, and I'm going to call it models. We have to create the data classes here for the response. So let's go to the Postman and copy, or directly to the website and copy the JSON file. I'm going to copy this, and let's go back to the Android Studio. New Kotlin class control V, and I have everything here. And current weather generate. We have all of the classes here. Okay, here the response will come to this current weather class. Let me close this, and here the queries will be located here between these two brackets. @ capital Q and query. Then here I have a queue and I'm going to call it city, the type a string, and two more. Units, again a string, and here happy API key as a string. So we have to pass these three queries here to receive the data. Okay, let's go to the next step. Here, new package, utils, new class which is object util, and inside it the base URL, constant value base equals to, let me copy and paste the base URL here. Okay, and the next step, another object, retrofit instance. Okay, here by lazy and retrofit dot builder dot base URL util dot base dot add converter factory gson converter factory dot create dot build dot create, and here API interface class.java. Okay, and let's go to the main activity. I'm going to create this function, and here we have to pass some data to the retrofit instance. So let's start with coroutines. Global scope dot launch dispatchers dot io. Here try equals and try and catches. So we have two catches here, one for the application errors and the other one for the HTTP errors. Here Utils application context, and here app error $sign curly braces and e dot message. And here the same. Return launch. Return launch. Okay. Here we have to write retrofit instance dot API dot get current weather. And now here we have to pass the queries. Okay. As the example, New York, the city will be, then unit will be metric, and we need the API key. I'm going to store the API key inside the string resources, and the address will be here. And now the application context dot get string r dot string dot API key. Okay, let's go further. Then if the response that is successful and response that body is not equal to null, we are going to extract the data. With context dispatchers dot main here binding dot tvtemp dot text equals to dot main dot temp dot. That's okay. We need null check only, and I think everything is done. Let's check it on the emulator. Okay, the temperature is 21.16. So as you see, we passed the required data as the queries to the RESTful API, and we got the response. In the next video, I'm going to go further and create the real application. But write down below for me if you want to see the whole layout design, or you can copy the codes from my GitHub page. If you write that you don't need this layout design, I'm going to skip making video about that, and I will start from the next part. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your support. If you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel and give me a thumbs up to help this video be watched by more people. Bye bye.